As the scriptures today made very clear, we're not thinking about or meditating on the coming of Jesus in Bethlehem. That's 4 weeks from now. We're thinking about the coming of Jesus at the end of the ages. Or, if you want to make it really personal, at the time of our death. For we will meet him then. But he will come again in glory. That's a promise. It's not a timetable, but it's a promise. And so we are being asked to look forward with anticipation to that coming. Not with fear and dread, but with hope. Because then all things will be well. All things will be made well. And the troubles and the sorrows and the way we have screwed up our world will just be history. And we will be with the Lord unendingly. It's hard to look forward to that because we like our things we look forward to be much more proximate. I used to always look forward to Friday afternoon when I was a kid in school. It was like the greatest thing in the world. 2 days away from the desk. We like our anticipations to be much closer. We are preparing eventually during these 4 weeks to commemorate the birth of Jesus. And let's recall what that means. That means that God became a human being. With all that implies. Don't let the manger figures in your churches fool you. It wasn't neat and tidy, any more than Jesus' life was neat and tidy. It was a messed up human life which ended in a tragedy. And from that tragedy, of course, God did what God wants to do. And we celebrate that every Sunday when we gather for Eucharist. So we're looking to the future. We will be commemorating the past during these weeks of Advent. But the most important thing, as St. Bernard reminds us, is that to remember that there is a third coming of Christ, which happens today in the life of every one of us. God comes to us in the flesh every day, in the people that we relate to, badly or well. This is God's coming. The ones that we can't stand and the ones that we love dearly. That's God coming to us. So how do I keep myself aware of that presence of God every single day? Well, I think there's one thing we can do, and that is we can take some time every single day just exclusively for God. Because if we can't recognize God in the depths of our prayer, we probably will not be able to recognize God in the face of our neighbor. You got to work at this. It doesn't happen naturally. It happens supernaturally. How do I do that? Well, I'll just make a suggestion. If you don't own a small copy of the New Testament, or the whole Bible even, a little one like this that you can put in your pocket or your purse or the glove compartment of your car, if you don't own one, you need to have a copy of the Scriptures with you constantly. Because unless we remember what God has done and has said for us in the person of Jesus, we will not be able to recognize God speaking to us in the person of the people we meet and relate to on a daily basis. So, if you don't have one, don't wait for somebody to give you one. Everybody should have a little, at least the New Testament, but I think the whole Bible. And they're this big. And you have it with you constantly, because we do have those moments in our days when we are not doing anything, when we're waiting for something, a bus, whatever, and we can be delving into Scripture. You don't have to read the whole Bible in a year, but you got to keep conversing with your Lord if you're going to recognize your Lord when you meet Him on a daily basis. So that's my suggestion for you for Advent. If you don't have that, get it. And then spend the next 4 weeks delving in just the Gospel of Luke. Just a snippet every day, continuously reading through it, thinking about it. If you don't understand it, tell God you don't understand it. That's prayer. God, I don't understand what this means. Enlighten me. That's prayer. But if we don't do that, we become absorbed by the world which has never known Christ and which surrounds us continuously in so many ways. We begin to lose our identity. We begin to forget who we are, the brothers and the sisters of Jesus.